Previously on the Gears and Gasoline road trip.
Whoever spends the most amount of money on this trip has to pay for the other person's drive back home.
Ready to go.
Coffee from yesterday, just as good.
So my low coolant light has come on the dash. I'm gonna get some coolant to make sure I can keep this thing topped up. You put it all on one.
I put it all on pylon. He's gonna go the distance and he's gonna win.
Oh my God, I got it.
Ben is currently viciously tailgating me, trying to use my slipstream to improve his fuel economy.
What that means is you are
Well, we've made it to Colorado, and all it cost me was one snapped timing belt. I'm about $1,500 behind. If things stay the same, I'm gonna have to pay for his trip back as well, which he spent almost $1,000 just getting out here. That rotary engine is absolutely terrible on gas. I really don't wanna have to bankroll his return trip. Unfortunately, I don't really know of a way that I can make $1,500 in 2 days. Unless, I suppose I do have some assets that I could liquidate.
We did not say that selling things was off limits. I bet a pawn shop is exactly what I need to close in this gap.
Yeah, I think that retail for like 200 or something. Yeah, the battery itself, I think it's like $100.
For this little 12-volt? Milwaukee don't play with your stuff now.
No, yeah.
That's why I work in a pawn shop. I work for the crackheads to bring me this shit. $180 for the two. I would sell you a little compressor for $85. I keep it in increments of zeros and fives. You're looking at $30 today if you sold that to me.
Is that the best you can do?
That is absolutely the best I can do. Yes.
So you couldn't do 40?
I could not, unfortunately.
You do how much on it?
30.
I would not do 30 on it.
How much would you do for it?
That's gonna be a lot less.
Less?
Yeah.
It's 180 bucks.
It's not brand new and we're not Home Depot.
I would say 25 now. I would take you up there, but I wouldn't take you down.
He came out and went down $5.
He's my boss.
Go back in the back.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy right there.
I depart the pawn shop shocked by their insulting offer. How desperate do they think I am?
Well, they drive a hard bargain. $25 is $25.
I think Ben, selling the stuff that he has with him, he's gonna make like $100 tops. Unless he like posts it on Facebook and waits to meet up with somebody to buy this stuff, I don't see him making up enough. $1,500 gap, that's pretty tough.
Ben always underestimates the measures I'm willing to go to beat him in a competition. For example, selling my clothes to a consignment shop.
Well, those people are a bunch of snobs. They wouldn't even buy my official Gears and Gasoline t-shirt. Do they realize that this retails for $30 on our website?
While Ben continues to try and sell stuff, I decided to take a quick detour and do some shopping of my own.
$42, so that'll give me $1,450 left.
Through skillful bargaining, I've made $25 thus far, but as Ben's frivolous spending illustrates, the gap in our finances is still massive, and I've got just one thing left to sell.
Just wanted to see if I could get an appraisal and see what my car's worth. Yeah. It's a 1999 Mitsubishi. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit loud, so just a heads up.
It's gonna scare us?
Yeah, I had.
Probably.
The belt squeal is just when it starts.
Okay.
Can you pull the trunk release? Oh, pull it one more time. Sorry, just hold it up. There you go. How quick? It's pretty quick. Yeah, it's pretty quick. This car's been it's just kind of unreliable. So yeah, it's got about 330 horsepower. Yeah. So yeah, it makes cool noises and stuff. Yeah, so just rev it up a little bit and see how the throttle responds. There you go. Yeah.
Now we're talking, now we're talking. Oh yeah. You feel that power? Oh, it's stalled. Yeah, it's a finicky car. Yeah, it's stalled.
One of those, the car shows.
You're good.
Okay.
12 owners. I've never done this.
It needs to get fixed.
It has 12 owners.
It's been popular.
Oh,
That's way more than I thought.
Now you've driven it. Do you think you can put a good word in and bump that number up for me at all?
I wish it would.
Literally not even enough for me to break even.
That's still, you need another 1,000. Even if you sold the car, you still need another 1,000.
As if my luck isn't already as bad as it can get, I just found a coolant line that's rubbing on my exhaust, and it's about to burst. So it's time to break out the tools.
I have like an oil line that's touching my exhaust.
Ah, that sounds like a fire hazard. I did not bring a fire extinguisher.
I didn't either, and I have no idea why not. Because I'm driving a bomb. It's actually, I take it back, it's a coolant line. It's not
Oh,
oil.
coolant line. Oh, okay.
So actually it'll put the fire out.
Well, you wouldn't even know if it started leaking because all you smell is coolant from my car anyway, huh?
With the coolant line finally sorted, we can hit the road and actually make some progress.
We're in Colorado and it's been sitting around 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which is probably helping my rotary engine stay cool. But it doesn't help the weather outlook. They're calling for massive amounts of snow tomorrow, just in time for us to hit the Rocky Mountains.
I also just noticed that my oil pressure gauge is pegged to the top of where the gauge can go.
Ah, well good, you've got pressure.
I do have pressure. I don't think I have a working gauge. I hope that I am not making that much oil pressure.
My car really does not like the elevation. This car is tuned on speed density, meaning that it's not adjusting for the altitude that the car is driving at. It's just been tuned down at sea level. So the air density is very different and the tune is not loving it. Once we get going, it's okay. But if I roll into the throttle at all, it's just missing, pulling timing. And also it's not helped by the fact that all there is around here is 91 octane fuel as opposed to 93 octane, which is what the car is tuned on. I really can't afford another breakdown.
Starting very early this morning because it's the last day of our trip, which means we have to make it to Moab. It won't be easy though, because overnight we were buffeted with 14 inches of Colorado Rocky Mountain snow.
We're out here in the middle of basically a snowstorm in Colorado, and I am astonished by how well that RX-8 is actually making it through the snow. Obviously the GSX is not having a problem because we got all-wheel drive. We're having more of a problem with the car actually not stalling all the time because of the elevation, but that RX-8, I'm very impressed.
So, believe it or not, this is my first time actually driving a rear-wheel drive car in the snow. I've driven, obviously, plenty of cars in the snow. Usually they're all-wheel drive, sometimes they're front-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive is the least suitable drivetrain for the snow, but I have snow tires, which means I still have grip. Not as much as Ben. I don't have all-wheel drive with snow tires. Obviously, he's loving how much grip he has. And it's kind of nice to know that he's with me because if I do get stuck, he could probably pull me out. But I don't intend on that to happen.
I just want to reiterate that this is the ultimate winter beater. All-wheel drive, you can go where you want, it's fun. And then, even more than that, oh no, Colorado, you've salted the roads. What more can you take from me that Pennsylvania has not already? Are you gonna rust holes in the chassis of my Eclipse? Too late. The chassis is already gone.
The all-wheel drive Eclipse is making me feel invincible, other than the 91 octane and high altitude affecting the tune, of course.
Honestly, both of these cars are amazing in the snow with winter tires. We actually had to leave our support vehicle behind because it's not on snow tires and it wouldn't be able to make it.
Look at this. First time actually properly driving a rear-wheel drive car out in the snow. And 10 out of 10.
This thing is so competent in the snow, and a ton of that is going down to the fact that it has winter tires on it, but man, the all-wheel drive system, at least the previous owner put that in functionally. It has been really, really amazing. I just love driving a Mitsubishi in the snow with all-wheel drive.
What in the world? I've never seen such a thing.
Ben, I have maybe never seen anything so bad.
Dude, I don't know what's happening. You just barely made it through, too.
The rig can deploy sideways, and he has a plow on the side of the rig. So he's salting and plowing 2 lanes at the same time. Just want to give a big quick thank you to the snow plow drivers, because as capable as the GSX is without snow plows, we would be completely stranded. And instead, we were having a great time.
So we are currently in Colorado going over the Rocky Mountains. But as soon as we're over these mountains, as soon as we're out of this snow, we will be in desert land, where hopefully it is warmer, because it is in the negatives right now, and that is not very fun. So I just hope that Moab is warmer. You would think it would be, right? It's a desert, so we'll find out.
You're kind of slow going on the on-ramps. I just didn't know if maybe that was...
Well, I just was trying to build a gap. I didn't want to get a rock in my windshield from you, because you kick up all sorts
No, I was
of,
behind you.
You got like parts flying off the car.
Yeah.
I think part of your header hit my windshield earlier.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, just bits of my all-wheel drive system being flung off of the car. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, those little self-tapping screws.
My
They're
car
all coming out.
My car is legitimately barely running right now. It's so funny. I've been using like the hills to like roll start the car when it stalls. It's so bad. But when it gets going, oh, we're rolling, baby.
Do you think it's altitude, or do you think it's just broken?
I think it's altitude, because
Okay.
it only got like this once we got to Colorado.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be just coincidence.
Yeah, it seems. I don't believe in coincidence.
Okay.
We're only a few hours from our destination in Moab, Utah, and as expected, the snow is starting to lighten up. These last few miles are giving us both time to reflect on the trip and think about the decisions that we've made.
When we left on the start of this trip, I was very incredulous as to the reliability of this car, because it's been cobbled together by, let's face it, honestly, 11 people at this point. Obviously, as we saw, a lot of the previous owners had done stuff in a suboptimal method. Unfortunately, we overlooked something, and that was making sure that the timing belt system was up to snuff. Had a new timing belt, I thought it would be fine. It was not fine.
This road trip was a bit shorter than our other road trips that we've done before, and it's surprising just how much we can see and go and do, and how little we can spend on it. I mean, honestly, spending roughly $1,000 to drive from Virginia to Moab, Utah in a very inefficient car. I mean, just a wildly inefficient car. That's pretty impressive. I think that's pretty good.
Also, I just want to say that this trip would literally not have been possible without AutoTempest, both because they sponsored the road trip series and also because we used AutoTempest to find both these cars.
And obviously you can find much better examples of both of these cars. The R3 though, the RX-8 R3 is a very specific limited trim car. It's hard to find in itself, let alone find it for a really good deal in a barn. And that was all due to AutoTempest. So if you're looking for something like this yourself, head on over to AutoTempest.
Trip couldn't have happened without them, so guys, go and check it out if you would be so kind. And use the link that we have in the description. And that lets AutoTempest know that it was a good idea for them to sponsor our road trip, and hopefully they'll do more in the future.
you want a rotary car, I do think that an RX-8 is the best move. I know that the rotary engine in this car, the Renesis engine, is not as good as the RX-7 engine, but it's a whole lot cheaper, and I think that's a lot better bang for the buck than buying an FD-RX-7, or even an FC-RX-7 for that matter. I think an RX-8 is the way to go if you want to experience the rotary life. And it's a pretty fun life to experience.
Honestly, I kind of fallen in love with this chassis. Not this particular chassis, but DSMs in general. I think I'm going to be keeping this one for at least a little while and doing a lot to make it as much nicer as I can. I think that this is a happy ending, and my check engine light was literally just flashed at me.
Our journey across the country comes to an end here in Moab, Utah. To both of our amazement, the RX-8 didn't break. Maybe the first time that I've taken a car on a road trip without a mechanical issue. And go figure, it's with a rotary engine.
It goes to show that reliability is largely dependent on owner maintenance and not necessarily on the manufacturer. The Eclipse has gone through 12 owners, all spending as little money to make it as fast as possible, myself included, and the RX-8 has been a single owner car all its life.
Let this be a lesson to everyone watching. Take care of your car, and don't blame the manufacturer for your reliability problems.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we made it.
Oh my gosh.
It was a little iffy there for a bit. That snow was, whew. I can't believe this thing made it.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Just don't say anything. I was getting the engine knock light like right there at the end. The fuel octane,
Yeah.
just a little bit too crappy.
Yeah, my car feels like it's got about half the horsepower it should, which I'm gonna blame on the altitude.
It comes from the factory with half the horsepower. Yeah. Moab, mother of all bombs, right?
I think that's what it means.
Weird name for a desert.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Holy cow.
This is making me dizzy.
Look at that, dude. That's crazy.
Well, we've made it to Moab. We've successfully completed the trip. Ben, how much did it cost you to get here?
Ben, it cost me $2,400.
Way better than the K-car trip. Well, Ben, I spent just about $1,100.
Okay.
So,
all right. I think I would have beaten the pants off of you.
Oh, for sure.
If I had not had a catastrophic.
But I also wouldn't have been ordering 3 dinner plates worth of meals and taking your stupid bets.
Your car drinks gas.
It really does, yeah.
What a disaster of an engine.
No, I'm surprised both cars made it. I thought rotary coolant seals were gonna fail, albeit still have to drive home. Your car, I mean, it did fail, and then also we thought it was gonna fail again.
Yeah, I would not say that both cars made it.
Well, they're here, are they not?
They did make it eventually, but we did have to literally basically go back to the start to get dramatic overhauls on the Eclipse.
We've done that before. It's
Yeah.
no big deal.
I guess. Yeah. Thank you to AutoTempest. They sponsored this trip. If you guys enjoyed watching this, please go check them out. They have a website and a mobile app that will search every used car site and new car site that is available. So basically you get to look at every car that's for sale right now. Carvana, Cars.com, Facebook. They even cross-search with AutoTrader, Craigslist. You can find whatever you're looking for. Just know that you're gonna hate it if you do buy an RX-8.
You can buy nice cars on there too.
They also have nice cars.
cars.
They have cars you might want to own. Okay, well, Ben, are you gonna keep the RX-8?
I think I'm gonna keep the RX-8. Are you keeping the Eclipse?
I think I'm gonna keep it I'm gonna keep parts of the Eclipse.
So yeah, make sure you're subscribed so you see that. You see what he does with his car. And we'll see you on the next one.
And Ben, if your car breaks on the way home,
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for the repair.
No. I was gonna say actually that then it's in a reverse car.
No.
And then you pay for my trip home. I like that.
I don't
actually.
think that's how that works.
If your car breaks, I think you're paying.
No, that's not. We didn't agree to that, Ben.
Yeah, well, we're agreeing to it now.
Well, you can't just change the rules.
I'm agreeing to it. They're not gonna be able to read this. Don, thank you.
So our 2 project cars made it, but the support vehicle did not. Get good tires on your car. Continentals. Hi.
If you guys want to run back the most important lines on the ISOs each.
Yeah,
like,
and we can just do it all over again.
All right, let's just do it all over again.
Okay.
Rotaries are dumb. If I LS swapped this, it would get better fuel economy. I wouldn't even have to do a K-swap.
No, if you LS swapped it, you'd literally be getting like 30 miles per gallon
Yeah.
on the highway.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
P0420.
I do have a coffee addiction. If I don't get a coffee in the morning, I will definitely get a migraine. So, this Starbucks is closed.
P0420, 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 whoa, P0420, P0420, whoa.
Oh, we're 185 miles onto the trip, and knock on wood, I think this puppy's pretty reliable.
Yeah, you blew the motor.
P0420.
Reflective. You need to get like a matte.
Got 4 Gala apples. These were $1.37 a pop. They had Red Delicious for $1.34, but I figured, it, we bowl.
Or actually, catch up, I should say.
Ben, you might want to look down.
Oh. Oh no. I hate this gas tank.
It's like a waterfall, and you're just chilling there holding it.